Good morning, afternoon, and or evening. This is Derek, Professor Silly Gaming, and let's... are we going to get done with Oberland past this episode? Well, if I'm going to go past the building limit, maybe not. But we're going to at least want to get up to that building limit and see what it looks like at that point, see what else we want to do with it after that. So, without further ado, let's get to it. All right, let's get this house finished off. So I've decided I'm going to have the roof just be a one continuous slope rather than having it slope off two different directions. So we need another triangle piece and then probably some kind of window, half window like that, and then another one next to that. And that way there's some ambient light that'll come in during the early part of the day to help them wake up. And then we're going to need to get some roofs in place, of course, as well. All right, we're just taking a look at what I've got so far, and I don't want to keep working on the roof until I have this other recessed bedroom in place. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side as I did on the other side. I'm going to put this little half wall, and then I'll put another half wall below that, and then I'll be able to attach a floor that's half of a wall height lower than the rest of it. It should snap. There we go. And then I'm kind of curious how much ground's going to be popping through the corner a little bit, but not so much that it's going to bother me. So I'm going to go ahead and continue. I'm going to go ahead and complete this part of it right now. All right, it shows a section of wall that's got a nice big hole in it, but that is okay because I can take a little half wall from the wood section and then use group select to put that in place to fill in the gaps. So it looks like they really just cobbled it together themselves. Right, this outer deck area is large enough and the inside is small enough that I decided just to put all of the cooking stuff out here. So outdoor cooking. Now, of course, building in vanilla means there's no refrigerator, so I do have an ice machine. And then as far as like storage of food, this looks like it's probably the best option. We'll just need to utilize the rug to get it all up and close to that wall, nicely placed. All right, and obviously I'll do more decorating here, but I think we could probably use a sink. Should I put it over here or should I put it over here? This probably makes more sense. So let's put it right here. That way they can wash their hands before making food. It seems like a decent height, so let's just put that in place. All right, even though I changed my mind last time, I definitely want to have some of those wind generators on this build. So I'm going to put some of these little flat pieces in and fiddle around and see how I can get them up there so that they're spaced out, they're not clipping and hitting each other, but they're generating just a little tiny bit more energy for what I'm doing. All right, skeptical about this, but it looks like I can put it there. But yeah, it's going to clip right into the ceiling, so that's no good. All right, I had to change the shape of the roof in order to get the three of them spaced out well enough. But I like the way that looks. I'm all right with that. Provides just a little tiny bit more energy. I'm going to want another generator somewhere on the site. Not a fusion generator, that's too much, but yeah, get another one somewhere. Yeah, I like the way that looks. I was really hoping to use one of these trailers up here. There's a lot of dirt inside, but can I get a generator inside of here and get the right size? And no, let's try group select. And even with group select, I am getting the big red no. So much as I wanted to use this trailer, I'm going to have to think of something else. This, on the other hand, will work, and it actually makes more sense because this is what you have near train tracks. I kind of like the way the generator's sticking out the back there. That, it is what it is. So let's play with these pieces and see what we can come up with. Alright, so I'm going to put on a final piece here. So I want this one here. But I was trying to do the ones with the little bases, the built-in bases, and they would not clip into the ground these pieces here. So I just wanted to check, and look at that. It will snap. So I kind of want to see if I can replace the other pieces I've already put in with the ones that have these built-in bases rather than having those extra wood floors. Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody could really crawl under there. And I can always put a junk fence down in there if I really needed to. So let me see if I can replace these pieces now with those other ones, so I don't have to have yeah, let me just see. Yeah, if only because I didn't get everything perfectly lined up on the end. So we'll just put everything into storage because I can, in case it doesn't work. So we'll get the longer piece with the 2 doors, like that. And hey, it snapped. All right. So same thing here. Let's store this, and we'll store that. Well, let's first of all try it with the generator in place. Yeah, didn't think that was gonna work. Let's move the generator, and I'd already set up a turret on top. Let's move the turret as well. And so let's see if this will. Oh, look at that! Totally. So yeah, perfect. I'm gonna have to store that for the time being, and I'll have to replace the generator in there, replace the door and everything else, and then we'll be good to go. Alright, I was able to get the one laser turret kind of balanced up on the portion of the generator that was sticking out, but it looks like I can get this so that it looks like it's kind of built into this little walkway. And weird that it hops like that. Then I might maybe put a pillar support from the warehouse right there. And then I can put another turret over here. I'll just need to wire it up. And it'll be fine. Fine, I say. And that may have been a bit more aggressive than I intended. Right, so to power this up, we're almost certainly going to need one of these power pylons. So I'll put this. Let's start by putting it over here. We'll see if I have to move it to make sure that the wire doesn't go too far into the trailer. Now we're going to have to do the good old wire glitch. Let's do it from this side, because I can get the angle way easier. And yeah, it's not going in too far at all. I'm totally okay with that. Right, so now we got a couple of turrets on this, and this is creating a barrier for this portion of the edge of the building area. So we'll add some perhaps some junk fencing to this right here. Also, this is I think we're going to have perhaps some of like the shops is in this corner. Having the generator sticking out and having an extra light bulb is part of what is inspiring this. So the bar will probably be back here, and then maybe like a general shop. All right, with the extra room that's in this train car, not only do we have this generator, I want to be able to get to the generator too. Although that is one of the advantages of having it sticking out the back, is that I can fix it without having had to get right in here. But this will also be the area where I have all of my crafting benches. Now I want this placed so that the hot coal section isn't a tripping hazard. But also may not want it right next to the generator. Is that going to be a hazard? Maybe not. And it's not a tripping hazard, that's for sure. Now I should also be able to fit a power armor station in here as well. So let's put that back against this wall here. This wall, you know what I mean. Put it back here. Enough room. I should be able to work on the power armor. It's not clipping or anything. That's nice. And that just leaves us to pick a weapons workbench. You decide which one I want to do. So we have the armors there. So I've got this one, and then I've got the other one. This one. Now I like that I'm going to be able to without even doing any kind of rug stuff, I can put it back into the wall like that, which is nice because it saves me some room. Now, yes, that means there's going to be some basically like propane tanks on the outside of the train car, which, if the game allowed for that, that means that someone can take a pot shot and make explosions. But the game doesn't work like that, so there's actually no harm in having those propane tanks on the outside. So yeah, that way it's not taking up too much room, and get a little bit of that peeking through like that. All right, that just means we need storage, and I can put the storage along that back door. Let's see how it looks out here. Yeah, it's kind of funny. So again, like, if the game physics were different and that could lead to an explosion, I definitely wouldn't do that, but as it is, it's fine. All right, the thing about this section of the build is I want to have a steady, level platform for folks to walk on, but I can't build up so high that it covers the greenhouse from the sun. So let's put in some flooring. We'll see how we have to do this to get around the tree, and then we'll see what we can do with it from there. All right, I like the way that basically works. Don't want to build any closer to the greenhouse than here, but I can put some stairs here and there, and then put some railings otherwise, so that it creates a little walkway. All right, so here's the dilemma. I've got this little wood wall back here to connect to part of the fencing. If I connect one of these big pieces like this, it will invariably start to like hide the greenhouse from the angle of the sun. So that's kind of a no-go. So what can I do instead? I'm thinking if I use another one of these half width wall, like they're normal length, but they have that depth, but it's only half of a square. You know what I'm saying? Rectangles. Then I can potentially build this into a little shop, and the angle of the roof is totally not interfering with the flow of the greenhouse. I can lower that down then to match the base underneath. And so from here, I think I can build another one. I feel like it's pretty well lined up. I can probably leave that open right there. Maybe put another turret somewhere. And then, over in this corner, I could probably build the foundation out a little bit. Maybe lower it down a bit to create like a little a staircase area that's lower than this area up here. And this is probably where I'm going to want to put the restaurant / bar. So a little seating area that'll be over here in the corner. Now that's not going to want to snap to that, unfortunately. Look at that build meter. I'm getting close to the natural max of the build site. So let me play around with these pieces here. Actually, before I do anything, let's just get rid of this piece here. It's kind of covering up that light from the generator anyway. So I kind of want to shift everything half of a floor width. But if I do want to put a junk fence in here, there needs to be room for that junk fence anyway, so that's probably actually for the best. Alright, we got a staircase here. That staircase is now in place. That's good. Alright, so do I want to put another staircase? Maybe, maybe not. Nah. Let's get this extended out. So let's switch from the concrete to these shack foundations, just to change up the way it looks a little bit. This will create a nice square down this side. And now, to get up onto here, it's a little bit too tall for those little stairs that I used on the other side. But I'd like it to flow well. So that's not going to sink. That's just not wide enough. I don't like the look of that. Maybe if I can get one of these little warehouse ramps. Where are they at? They're in the barns. Barn. Scaffolding. That's what it is. This is what I'm talking about. Now, I had the worst time trying to get these to go where I wanted in the Sanctuary build, but it's not snapping, but it's getting awfully close to where I want it. I can fine-tune it from up here, I think. Yeah, it's not quite square and even, but I can just finagle it into place like that. That looks pretty good already. And then I can do a matching piece right next to it. All right, the second one was predictably more finicky. As you can see, it's not totally lined up on the far edge, but it's really close to the warehouse wall at this point, so it is what it is. That's where they're going to have to be. But that works pretty well. Now, the ground is very uneven because it's still kind of, you know, built for crops, but no matter. All right, so this is a nice little area to build within. Now, if I start by putting one of these prefab pieces here and kind of line it up with the floor underneath, then I can snap things to it, get rid of it, and get what I actually want. So I'm just going to square it up on the pieces below it, just so that I can use it as a snapping guide. All right, I'm basically just going to duplicate what I did with what's going to be the other storefront. I'm going to get one of these walls, and one that's got potentially a decent enough back on it, so that, you know, because there's not necessarily going to be a fence tall enough to protect whoever's in here. That works. And now I can get rid of this piece here, and I can snap another one to that'll be the actual storefront. Now, could I have like angled this out a little bit? Yeah, I probably could have done that. Might I still go back and actually do that after the fact? I might actually. But for now, let's just do this. We'll see what else I can build around here. I'm running out of space to like build pieces and group select into place. I've got a little bit of area over right behind me right now, and then I've got a little bit of area over by the train tracks, and that's it at this point. Everything else is pretty much built on, so I'm quickly running out of options. But yeah, I may move that. I may redo it. I may not. I won't put too much effort into that little bar until I know for sure what I want to do with it. All right, got to do those quick saves. And that is where I am going to have to call it for this week. So yes, the building meter, the settlement size meter is almost maxed out, so we'll be able to test bringing that down as we start to decorate everything. The end of this series of Is Fallout 4 Broken on the Series S is potentially within sight. So I'm going to need to step up the timetable a little bit, because I was fortunately finally able to order an Xbox Series X. So that's going to open up a lot of different variables, and I'm not sure how much I'm going to want to keep experimenting on the Series S when I can frankly build on a better system. So with that, you have a great rest of your whatever, and I will see you all on the other side. Ta-ta.